All right, says we're live here on the channel. Not sure, Harrison. Check that out for me if you can. All righty, so we have some news. Wow. Let some people pile in here. Some late night news. Let me get things set up on my end. Having to go live from the house. Never done this before, so give me a second. We are live, it looks like. Okay. Let me see. Give me a second here. Get things cooking. Got some news. RJ Barrett has signed a contract extension, and it has a lot of people wondering, is a Donovan Mitchell trade dead? And we're going to break all that down in today's show. Looks like we're live. Looks like people are starting to pile in. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to 100 Cent, Joseph Pena, Knicks 15, Greg Goodrow. Late night on the East Coast, no doubt about it. 11:30 East Coast, 10:30 here in Dallas. My guys, it is wild. There's a lot of stuff floating around today. Today was a busy day for the New York Knicks. Not a lot of news was reported, but there was a lot of stuff on the rumor mill. And I want to give a shout out to Big Nick Energy. They reported earlier in the day that within a 24-hour time frame that an RJ Barrett trade or being involved, RJ Barrett was going to be involved in a Donovan Mitchell trade, or the Knicks were going to extend him. And that actually came to fruition. They have now extended RJ Barrett and Adrian Wojnarowski. I'm going to pull up the tweets right now. Give me a second, but he's making it seem like Leon Rose. I mean, he is. He is reporting. Let's just go from the top to the bottom. Tweet came out. New York Knicks guard RJ Barrett is finalizing a 4-year rookie extension that could be worth up to $120 million. He's also saying that ESPN was told, complicating the franchise's offseason trade pursuit of Utah Jazz All-Star Donovan Mitchell. Woj went on to say Barrett's extension, which makes him the youngest $100 million player in Knicks history at 22, ends the weeks of New York and Utah's trade talks on Mitchell and forces team to start discussions over with significantly different deal parameters because of the poison pill provision, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Woj went on to say New York's Leon Rose set a Monday night deadline with Utah to reach an agreement on a trade for Donovan Mitchell, or the New York Knicks would commit to the Barrett extension. The Knicks, Jazz closed the gap on deal points in recent days on a Mitchell trade, but neither would go further. One more tweet. He said, Barrett's extension ends a remarkable 23-year drought for the Knicks. He's the franchise's first draft pick to agree to a multi-year contract extension after his rookie deal since Charlie Ward. What he meant to say is he's the first New York Knick that was drafted in the first round to get a contract extension. So a whole lot of stuff going on right now. It is going crazy. I mean, is a Donovan Mitchell trade actually done? Shout out to everybody in the chat for getting things going off. Jason B, my guy, Steven, Chris, Pudge, James, Core Mega, Trapstar, Jesse, Trump, it Bleed Big Blue, Shane, Marquise, Justine, Joseph, Pudge, Matthew Peterson with the super chat, my guy. He says, let's get the supers going. Star J, baby. Who needs Donovan Mitchell? I just want to ask all 126 people watching right now, how are we feeling? Are we upset? Do we actually think a Donovan Mitchell trade is done? I mean, the report says it is. So that's what we're going to roll with. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, he is saying New York's Leon Rose set a Monday night deadline with Utah to reach an agreement on a trade for Donovan Mitchell, or the Knicks would commit to the Barrett extension, sources said. Knicks Jazz closed gap on deal points in recent days on a Mitchell trade, but neither would go further. A Mitchell trade ain't done, says Tavon. Joseph Pena said Leon the GOAT. Ken Robinson, let's go. I believe Big Blue says FFF Mitchell. Adam says Ainge played a stupid game and won nothing. Hector This is the Leon the Boss telling used car salesman Danny Ainge to F off. I love it. 100 cents says, honestly, I'm fine without the trade happening. We have a great young core. We just need to develop the youngsters. That is one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is the New York Knicks passed on trading for a guy that was 25 years old, is already a multi-time All-Star. He's already gotten out of the first round of the playoffs multiple times. He's a guy that scored 50 points 2 times in the playoffs, something that only guys like Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain have done. Donovan Mitchell probably would have been the best guard to touch a basketball in a Knicks uniform since Stephon Marbury in 2004, and he's a better player probably than he was. So there's a lot of mixed emotions going on right now, that's for sure. I mean, I'm cool with rocking with the young guys. You get to keep the core, but at some point, the New York Knicks will have to consolidate assets. They have 22 picks over the next 7 years, and they also already have 10 players on their roster 25 years and younger. How are you going to make 22 picks in the next 7 years, but you also have 10 players on your roster younger than the age of 25? Leon Rose did not acquire all of these picks to make them and have those guys put on the orange and blue. Leon Rose got these picks to make a trade for a superstar. It just sounds like right now it's not Donovan Mitchell. It just sounds like Leon Rose put his foot in the dirt and said, I am not going to go any further than this last offer that he made to Danny Ainge. And Danny Ainge is saying, you know what? We're going to move on. Knicks are going to move on. That's what it sounds like right now. Whole bunch of stuff floating out there. I mean, there was a lot of smoke today on Twitter. Got to give credit to where credit is due. Those guys had a big report and they stuck to it. People said they didn't and they did. Credit to them. Let me take a look here at Twitter, see what if I'm seeing anything. Let me know how y'all are feeling. Are you mad or sad? Are you happy or are you glad that the Donovan Mitchell trade is presumably dead? Did you want a trade to happen? Let me know. Were you mad? Are you sad? Are you happy? You feeling good? Let me know. Let me know how you feel about possibly a Donovan Mitchell trade being dead. This is crazy. Kind of at a loss for words. I really thought that this trade was going to get done. And I mean, it still is August 29th. Training camp doesn't start until late September. So we're about a month away, and that could change. Anything can change in a business like the NBA. But for Woj to come out, it's funny. It seems like the Athletic was in the Utah Jazz's corner and Woj was with the New York Knicks. Because anytime something came out about Utah, a Knicks trade that got declined, or any rumblings of what the Jazz were thinking, Shams or Tony Jones from the Athletic reported on it. Whenever the Knicks said something, it was always Adrian Wojnarowski. I think that's something to keep note of. Yo, shout out to my guy, Jason B. He sent in a $10 super chat. He said, Utah wanted too much. Is there anyone who we can still target before this season? Jason, great question. Glad to have you tuning in. Late night Knicks. Let's ride. I think the Knicks might be set right now with what they're doing and how they're moving forward, at least to start the season. I think this team ultimately deciding to pass on Donovan Mitchell, that's what they did. They didn't meet the asking price of the Utah Jazz, so they passed on him. That's just what it is. Whatever you could think it means, it's good to pass him on him or bad. Whatever your take is, that's fine. But the Knicks have decided to move on and pass on a Donovan Mitchell trade. And I think by doing that, you're committing to adding more gas in the tank of a retool, not a rebuild, but a retool and a reload like the New York Knicks are doing. And the first step of that was signing Jalen Brunson this offseason. And I know we quickly forgot about Jalen Brunson signing, and we quickly moved to Donovan Mitchell and all the trade talks around him. But Jalen Brunson is a heck of a basketball player, and we're lucky to have him. This is a guy that is absolutely going to be missed by the Dallas Mavericks going into this season. And it would have been nice if it was him and Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt, but now you're riding out with the youth. You're letting Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, and Julius Randle be your top dogs, and you're looking for guys to step up, like a Quentin Grimes, an Emmanuel Quickly, a Cam Reddish, an Obi Toppin, a Mitchell Robinson, an Isaiah Hardenstein, maybe Jericho Sims. steps into a role and is a consistent piece off the bench every single night. You're going to need someone, whether it be maybe the Knicks trade Evan Fournier. Maybe that's the next move. Maybe they move off from Fournier. Maybe, but I could see them rolling it back with a similar lineup right now. The chat is going crazy. I love it. Jason B., I hope that kind of answers your question. I think the target and the mindset of this regime right now is forward moving, and they're going to go with youth. But at the end of the day, like we talked about, Jason, at some point you will have to consolidate assets. You have four first round picks, potentially 3, potentially 2. They could roll over into next year. You have a lot of picks potentially, if the protections fall through, to make picks this year. If you make those picks, say 3 of those first round picks convey, where is the roster spot in the minutes for those guys? We already have a log jam with Obi, Cam, Fournier, Quickly, Derrick Rose, Quentin Grimes. Like, there is a log jam of young talent that's not getting the needed minutes, in my opinion, to reach their maximum potential. So adding more picks to this roster doesn't make all that much sense to me going forward. Sounds like the Knicks are going to go with the youth for now, but they definitely have the assets to pull the trigger on a deal whenever they want to. And at some point, you'll have to. You have to consolidate assets at some point. Donald Smith is right. Evan Fournier hit the most threes in our history. Evan Fournier, I feel like, is a guy that kind of gets disregarded. But let's talk about RJ Barrett. And give me a second here. Trying to get some things behind the scenes going. Donovan Mitchell. Is a trade done for the New York Knicks? Alrighty, we're about to start a cut here. We're going to talk about RJ Barrett, and we're going to talk about what Adrian Wojnarowski had to say about Donovan Mitchell. So let's do it. Let's get into a cut right now. After this, we'll do some questions. We'll react. We'll wear our hearts on our sleeves. We'll get the chat going. But let's just chop it up right now about an RJ Barrett extension, as well as the latest rumors on Donovan Mitchell. Welcome into New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, at the studio, late night video here on a Monday. And it's because we have breaking news surrounding the New York Knicks. Late night Knicks. That's what we're doing here in today's show. No graphics. This is why you subscribe, though, because when news and rumors come out, no matter where we are, what time it is, we're going to get you guys a video as soon as possible. So if you're looking for a one-stop shop on YouTube, breaking news, rumors, and we also put out videos every single day, 365. Hit that big red button. Help Knicks Now get to 13,000 subscribers. In today's video, though, we're going to break down the RJ Barrett contract extension that he just inked with the New York Knicks, as well as the latest rumors surrounding, you betcha, Donovan Mitchell, because the RJ Barrett contract extension directly affects a Donovan Mitchell deal, and that's what Woj is reporting. But let's talk about RJ, what I think about the deal, how I think it stacks up around the rest of the NBA, and then we'll touch on Donovan Mitchell here in a couple of minutes. But Woj tweeted out that the New York Knicks guard RJ Barrett is finalizing a 4-year rookie extension that could be worth up to $120 million. His agent, Bill Duffy of BDA Sports. Plus, WME Sports told ESPN, which complicates the franchise's offseason pursuit of Utah Jazz all-star guard Donovan Mitchell. Barrett's extension, which makes him the youngest $100 million player in Knicks history at the age of just 22, ends weeks of New York's and Utah's trade talks on Donovan Mitchell and forces teams to start discussing over with significantly different deal parameters because of the poison pill provision. New York Leon Rose set a Monday night deadline with Utah to reach an agreement on a trade for Donovan Mitchell, or the Knicks would commit to the Barrett extension. The Knicks and Jazz closed the gap on deal points in recent days on a Mitchell trade, but neither side would go further. Barrett extension ends a remarkable 23-year drought for the Knicks. He's the franchise's first draft pick that was selected in the first round to agree to a multi-year contract extension after his rookie deal since Charlie Ward. A whole lot of information right there, and it all boils down to this. The New York Knicks have extended RJ Barrett 4 years for $120 million a year. If my math is correct, that is $30 million per year. Probably going to be an increasing deal, a heavily increased deal. That's my assumption of what the poison pill provision is. It's when the player's deal gets to the third year, it spikes in salary. That's what this sounds like. I'll continue to look and keep you guys updated with that. But it also means that a Donovan Mitchell trade is done, because there was rumors today coming out that the Knicks had submitted an offer last night to Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz that involved RJ Barrett. And this tweet from Woj is saying that Leon Rose set a Monday night deadline with Utah to reach a deal on a trade agreement. And the rumors this morning were that in the next 24 hours, the Knicks are either going to trade RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell, or they will extend him. And it came true. Shout out to Big Nick Energy. They were all over that this morning. Kudos to them. Give them a follow on Twitter. They were right on the money. And it sounds like a Donovan Mitchell trade is done. And we're going to break down more and more about the Donovan Mitchell trade. But first, I want you to grade the RJ Barrett contract extension. 4-year deal, $120 million. $30 million for RJ Barrett. Just turned 22 years old. Grade the deal for me. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comment section what you're thinking. I think it was a good deal. I'd give it a B, B+. I'm a big RJ Barrett fan. If you're a fan of the show and you're a real one, type real one in the comment section. But I think a guy like RJ Barrett is someone that you can truly build around. And there was some Knicks Twitter spaces going on earlier today. And one of the hosts, my guy, Brad Dressler of Big Nick Energy, he was talking about how RJ Barrett kind of regressed as a trade asset going in following the 2021 season and exiting the 2022 season. And he mentioned the efficiency. We know RJ Barrett's efficiency fell off this past year. But you also have to remember that the league shooting percentage across the league in the 2020 and 2021 season was higher and higher than it's been the last 10 years from three-point range. Also, now there's fans in the building. That reduces three-point shooting. Also, there was a new basketball. The league percentage was down this year across the board. RJ Barrett struggled to shoot the ball. But in the final 42 games of the season, he averaged 23.6 points per game, shot about 34.5% from deep and 41.5% from the field. Not great efficiency, but he showed you with a larger workload and a higher usage rate that he could be a guy that could productively put up 20-plus points per night. In 2021, he had 25-point games. And in those 7 games, he shot better than 50%. So we did that 7 times where he scored 25 points and had an efficiency of 50% plus. He did that 7 times in 2021. He did that 12 times this past year, also having a 46-point game where he was 13 and 22 from the field. RJ Barrett has that mentality to go along with the skills to be a good player and ultimately a great player in the NBA. He did all this at the age of 21. He just turned 22 years old. Can you imagine 4 more off seasons and 4 more training camps and working with trainers and getting better and experience? Can you imagine RJ Barrett at the age of 26 and 27, what his game potentially could be? I'm not saying he's a guy that could ever be an MVP, but could he be a guy that's a second or third best player on a championship contender? I truly believe that. I think he has that potential in his game. I'm a big RJ fan, no doubt about it, but I just see kind of what he has is something that only the elites have in that game. When the game is on the line, RJ plays his best. He was big back in the 2021 season, in the 2022 season, in the fourth quarter. He was clutch. He was a guy we wanted to go and run the offense through down the stretch of ball games. And if RJ Barrett was the deciding factor in a Donovan Mitchell trade, I'm glad we hung on to him. Honestly, I'm glad we're keeping RJ Barrett. I want to rally around this guy. He loves being a New York Knick. I know you don't want to look forward and base your forward mentality off of what happened to you in the past. But just because the Knicks haven't had a homegrown talent, I don't want to overrate RJ Barrett, but it's just natural. We haven't had a guy like this in a really long time, and he could be a special, special player in the NBA. I truly, truly believe that. If you're an RJ Barrett fan, you're happy about the extension. You're happy he's not going to be involved in a trade for Donovan Mitchell. I want you to type 9 in the comment section, RJ Barrett's jersey number. If you're happy he's staying, if you're happy he's not going, he's going to be here for the next 4 years at just $30 million. I know it sounds like a lot, but trust me, for a wing guy, 22 years old, that hasn't even come close to the apex of his game, that is going to be a steal in 3 or 4 years. Show some love. Type 9 in the comments section. Let's show our guy Broadway Barrett Star J some love in the comments. Let's now touch on the latest Donovan Mitchell rumors, because it may just be news at this point, may not be rumors anymore. Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that Leon Rose set a Monday night deadline with Utah to reach an agreement on a trade for Donovan Mitchell, or the Knicks would commit to the Barrett extension. Why does the Barrett extension complicate things with the Jazz? Because the latest news and rumors are that the Jazz wanted RJ Barrett in a trade. Now that the Knicks have inked him down for the next 4 years, it makes it much more difficult to trade him. And Woj is talking about this poison pill provision. I'm going to check Twitter right now, see if there's any more updates out there. Mark Berman just reported, or just tweeted out, he said, leak source, there's no place for Donovan Mitchell to go at this time. The Knicks can still get him. So maybe here we go. This is going to be a long couple of days, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you that much. Mark Berman tweeted out, there's no place for Donovan Mitchell to go at this time. The Knicks can still get him. That coming from a league source. Ian Begley real quick said the Jazz had coveted RJ Barrett and Donovan Mitchell trade talks with the Knicks. Barrett's extension takes him off the table in those talks for obvious reasons, including the poison pill provision that makes it very difficult to trade the player on the rookie extension before the extension takes effect. So pretty much it sounds like RJ Barrett, I would sign that deal, but the poison pill had to be a part of it, so I couldn't be traded. That's the news of the day. RJ Barrett, 4-year, $120 million deal. And the Donovan Mitchell trade is dead, not dead. What's for sure dead is RJ Barrett going in a trade to Utah. All righty. Wow. I mean, I just did a whole lot of talking, but let me know what y'all think. That is, this is not what I expected tonight, a Monday night in August, for a Donovan Mitchell trade to be dead, but keep it to Mark Berman saying that the trade is not dead, or reporting from a source that a trade is not dead. Let me keep going on Twitter, see if I see anything. Woj said the Jazz and Knicks can still find a pathway on a Donovan Mitchell trade, but it's just harder to do because RJ Barrett will not be involved. Out of the 179 NBA players who have had the poison pill restriction, only one, Devin Harris in 2008, was traded. So it sounds like RJ Barrett is not going to be traded to Utah, and I'm hyped about that. Knicks Twitter still thinks the Donovan Mitchell trade is alive. I won't believe this trade's not alive until it's ever happens. I think you're too far in the game for this to ever get done, man. I mean, yeah, so it's still possible. It just sounds like RJ Barrett is not going to be in the deal. Let me go through some comments. If you super chat, I'll make sure to definitely show some love, and we'll focus on that question for a couple of minutes. Late night, wanted to get you guys a video, wanted to capture some excitement or disappointment we had going on. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in tonight. Oh, man, what do we got? What are we thinking right now, guys? How are we feeling? Let me know. Let me know how we're going. I'm going to tweet out this live stream. Give me a second. This looks way different than I'm used to it looking, so give me a second to operate this. Or did you guys already get tagged in a tweet? Oh, yes, we did. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to the real ones. Type real one in the comments section. I'll give you a shout out. Shout out to the real ones tuning in. It's midnight on the East Coast. It's 11 o'clock where I'm at, and we got the whole squad getting this ready for you guys. Type real one in the comments section. Type real one. I'll give you a shout out. Give me 1 second. Let's ride. Shout out to the real ones. You guys are showing up and showing out. Captain and Coke 70, Harrison Graham, TS, Ray Nunez, I'm Mikey, Alien Head, Joel Santos, Nathaniel Alston, my guy, Charles Palmer, my guy. We got some real ones in the chat. Marcel Montgomery, LA, Knicks will be the 2026 NBA champs. Manuel, Dennis, Trace Gerard, let's take a shot. Marcel Montgomery, Donald Smith, Jesse Clifford, Atlantic Lion, my guy. You were spitting those facts earlier in that Twitter space. Was dope to see you up there, bro. Greg Goodrow, he says, hashtag Knicks. I don't think it matters because D. Mitch will be in a Knick no matter what when he's a free agent. Do you agree? That's not until 2025, so I'm not too worried about what's going down in a couple of years. I'm worried about what's going down right now, and sounds like the Jazz really wanted RJ Barrett late in this trade process, had a change of heart, and the Knicks decided we're not going to trade him. Let's get that going, Dennis. I'm right there with you. Let's type F Danny Ainge in the comments right now. F Danny Ainge in the comments. Let's ride. FDA. You can type FDA, F Danny Ainge. How's the audio? Is the audio good? I'm just at the house at the laptop. Lane says he loves Danny. Lane, piss off. You must be a Jazz fan. I'm just messing with you, brother. Some FDAs coming in the chat from Greg, Donald, TS, Joel. Atlantic said, hey, Marsh, I was talking about the mat. I was there. I was listening, bro. I'm there. I'm glad RJ Barrett's back, bro. I did not want to see RJ Barrett get moved in a Donovan Mitchell trade. That's the last. I don't think I could have stomached that. I mean, could you imagine the New York Knicks being the team to trade RJ Barrett and then he turns into a superstar? That'd be the most New York Knicks thing ever. Audio is way better than Joey Shakes. Hell yeah. Piss off, Shakes. RJ going to average 22 points per game, says Joel. How about we just get RJ Barrett to shoot 45% from the field and 37% from three? He does that. He's going to be a great winning piece in the NBA. It's not so much the points per game with me for RJ, because I think if he really wanted to, he can go out and average 30 points per game. Might be at 38, 40% from the field, and that's not a winning style of basketball. Give me 45% from the field, 37, 38% from three. Give me 18 points per night. That's a winning basketball player. Sincere says, yo, Marsh, where the shots at? Big L by me not being ready. I should have had the liquor cabinet ready to go. I just don't. I wasn't prepared. I was about to go to sleep, to be honest with you. I was watching Entourage. I was just falling asleep in the couch almost. I get a call, and we're here now. Shit, look at us. Who would have thought? Not me. Not me. I was going to go to bed. I'm Mikey says, Marshall, do you think RJ Barrett will have a slow start again? I hope not. I think RJ Barrett's motivated. I think he saw guys like Ja Morant get the max, Zion essentially get the max, Darius Garland get the max, and RJ Barrett comes in at $30 million per year. So I think he's definitely feeling some type of way. I mean, imagine being 21 years old and you just average 24 points per game in the final year of your or at age 21, you average 24 points per game in the final 42 games. And you see guys like Ja Morant getting $213 million over 5 years, 42.6 per, and you're getting paid $30 million per. You're getting paid $13 million less than Zion Williamson, Ja Morant, and Darius Garland. You're getting paid that much more or less. I mean, how can you not have a chip on your shoulder? We know RJ Barrett's a proud guy. I don't want to say he has an ego, but he's the type of guy that believes in himself, and that's the type of player I want leading my ball club. Shout out to Jason B, FDA, Jay Livingston's FDA. Atlantic says, I'm going to go to opening night and chant FDA. I am down with that. Steven says the Knicks this forces DA to come down on the deal. I think it just forces Danny Ainge to not have to include RJ Barrett in a trade. I think it's now going to, if it happens now and I'm Danny Ainge, I want Obi, I want Grimes, and I want 3 unprotected first-round picks. That's what it's going to take to get this deal done. Danny Ainge is as stubborn as they come. I don't think he's coming down on his asking price. I think there's multiple deals on the table. This one just takes the one with RJ Barrett on it, most likely off the table. Wild, wild stuff. Looking over at Twitter, seeing how the people are feeling. How's everyone feeling? Shout out to all 200 people in here. Let's ride. Mikey, imagine you're going to start an FDA rant in the garden. Ash says, why does everyone think the deal is dead since extending Barrett? Everything we have heard so far is DA wants picks, not players. The reason is because Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted that Leon Rose set a Monday night deadline to get a deal done. That's why everyone thinks it's done. And it's midnight in New York right now. Monday night has officially passed. It has come and gone. And unless the fax machine is late, like the MLB trade deadline, sounds like this deal is done. Could it still get done? Absolutely. But Woj is the type of reporter you have to believe what he says. And he said Leon Rose set a Monday night deadline. And he said it, not me. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. That's why. That's why we're saying that, Ash. Joel says, I think Danny Ainge screwed himself and the owner could be pissed about letting go of 5 picks and players. It's a good way to look at it. Maybe the owner's also happy that they're keeping Donovan Mitchell because the All-Star game is in Utah. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can look at this. I mean, I'm sure, like, there was reports that the Jazz were comfortable sounds like sounds like the deal is done, but not done. I don't know. Hold on, let me check some stuff. Marcel says F Danny Ainge. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Shout out the $1 super chat from my guy Marcel. You're a real one, brother. Everyone that super chats tonight, I'm gonna give you a shout out on tomorrow's video. We'll get your name, we'll get your logo, your avatar, whatever you call it. We'll get it up on screen. We'll show love. Everyone that super chats in today's video, I'm going to give you love on tomorrow's. Shout out to my guy Marcel. Why is that? Sam says, why is everyone disregarding Fournier being the main guy in a trade for Donovan? The salaries need to be close for a trade. This is not NBA 2K. Evan Fournier is going to be in the trade, but he's not. And if he's the best player in the trade won't happen. So yeah, I don't want you guys to think that Fournier is not in the deal. Fournier is most likely going to be in the deal. You gotta meet a certain salary. I think it's $24 million you got to meet in a Donovan Mitchell trade. Evan Fournier makes $18 million. So that makes a lot of sense for him to be the guy. But if your main piece that the Knicks are sending, the main piece the Knicks are sending is Evan Fournier, Danny Ainge ain't doing that trade. Not a chance that you're getting a deal done with Evan Fournier being the best player unless you throw in 4 unprotected first-round picks. It sounds like the Knicks don't want to budge and trade any picks after the year 2025. That's what I'm hearing. My guy Marcel again comes in with another super chat. He says, I'm officially a real one. Marcel, you were always a real one. You're just doubling down on that right now. Shout out to you, my guy. You are officially a real one. Late night Knicks. That's right. 200 live, and it's midnight in New York. I mean, that's pretty impressive. At home video. Shout out to all the real ones. If you're a real one, drop a real one in the comments. Tyler Jones, it's the summer of Jones is in the chat. Shout out to my guy TJ. What up, brother? What do you know? RJ Barrett gets an extension, and now Donovan Mitchell trade might be done. All right. Let me see what the bosses are saying here. What should we do? Just give all righty. So, whoa, we got some super chats pouring in. Let's ride. We'll stay as long as super chats roll in. We'll stay live. How about that? And everyone that super chats tonight, I will show you love, give you a shout out, username on screen, profile picture up on screen in tomorrow's video when I'm in studio and we got the graphics. Everyone that super chats, I'll show you love. Shout out to my guy, Atlantic Lion. He says, put me in, coach. I am ready for the season. FDA. Type FDA in the comments. It is still FDA all day, every day. Danny Ainge is a clown. I mean, at the end of the day, it was going to be tough to get a trade done with Ainge, right? FDA in the chat. Shout out to everybody that does. Just kind of sucks that we built it all up to this, and this is kind of where we're at. Trade's not officially dead, but RJ Barrett ain't going to be in it, and ultimately that's good news. Shout out to my guy, Charles Pommels Jr. If Danny Ainge really wanted RJ, he definitely would have made the deal. I believe he got too greedy. FDA, hashtag real one. I'm right there with you, Charles, because at the end of the day, this can't be a situation where I tell you, I want this guy. Knicks do it. They give you this guy. I want this asset. Knicks do it. They give you that asset. They match all your demands, and they're like, all right, we're ready to do a trade. And the but was, we now want RJ Barrett. And the Knicks gave them an offer, supposedly, with RJ Barrett, and the Jazz turned it down. If you wanted RJ Barrett that bad, and you waited till the deal was in the final negotiations to ask for him, and then we give you an offer with him involved and you decline the deal, that's on you. That means you passed on the deal just as much as we did, and he got greedy. You're 100% right, Charles. He tried to take the Knicks for everything that we had. He wanted to try to take advantage of a franchise that's gotten fleeced before in trades. But this is a new regime. This is a new culture. This is a new front office and a new vision. Leon the Don Rose is not getting fleeced in any trade. I don't care who he's dealing with. He can be dealing with the trade master, Danny Ainge. He's not getting fleeced in a deal, and that is why RJ Barrett is not being traded to the Utah Jazz, because that is what Danny Ainge wanted, but he didn't just want RJ Barrett. He wanted 3 unprotected first-round picks. Leon Rose drew a line in the sand and said, if we don't get a deal done by Monday night, the New York Knicks are moving forward, and it sounds like that is what we are doing, my friends. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Atlantic. Shout out to Marcel. You guys are absolutely a real one. Shout out to all 204 people watching right now. 86 likes. Those are rookie numbers. Hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to 100 likes right now. Let's do it. So that's pretty unfortunate that we can't get that video out. That blows. Oh, let's see what the chat's looking like. Hit that thumbs up icon. 200 people watching, 93 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. Show some love. Let's get a lot of Knicks fans in here. Raymond says, if we don't trade for Donovan Mitchell, a superstar like him, I'm finished. That's definitely a way you can feel about it. I mean, it stinks, right? The New York Knicks are ultimately passing on a guy that's 25 years old, has multiple 50-point games in the playoffs, and they're deciding not to trade for him, right? So kind of stinks. But if the decision that was made is believed to be in the Knicks' best interest, then I'm okay with it. If it means I get to keep RJ Barrett, I'm okay with it, to be honest. I love RJ. I would hate to see him go. So I'm glad we're staying. Knicks Twitter is in shambles. Shambles. Knicks Twitter is in shambles. Danny Ainge that's crazy. Charles is back with an under $10 super chat. Drink some water to that, or this could be some liquor. You gotta never know. Come on, people, get those likes up. It ain't hard to press it. He's doing it. This love for shows. Get those likes up. Charles, you're the definition of a real one, my guy. Shout out to you, bro. You brought the energy all last week, and you're already bringing it again, my guy. This show can't be what it is without guys like you. We're Chat Sports for a reason. We thrive off audience interaction, and guys like Charles, guys like Atlantic Lion, guys like Marcel, guys like all of you guys in the chat right here, keeping it popping, keeping it real. Oh, another $2 super chat from Johnny Davis. I wanted the Knicks to draft you, Johnny. I thought you were really going to be a good player. Good two-way guy, bucket getter, tough shot taker, tough shot maker. I'm just messing with you, Johnny. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate the $2 super chat, my guy. You are officially a real one, and so is Nova Walk. Another $1 super chat. Shout out to you, Johnny or Nova. If you have a question, ask it in the comment section. I'll answer it. Nova has a question. Let's lock in. He says, hear me out on this. I recently saw a post saying Melo has interest in coming back to New York. Imagine him mentoring RJ and Randall. P.S. Let's go Knicks. 100% Nova. Let's go Knicks. My take on the Carmelo Anthony thing is the only real reason to sign Carmelo would have been following a Donovan Mitchell trade. And let me explain that. Because right now you're already 15 deep. Think about it. You have Obi Toppin at the 4. He's not going to start. You're going to have Julius Randle start at the 4, right? Coming off the bench, you're either going to have Grimes or Fournier coming out for a wing spot, as well as Cam Reddish. And you got Derrick Rose quickly at the 1 and the 2. You have Isaiah Hartenstein and Jericho Sims at the backup 5. There's just not a lot. There's no minutes, to be honest, for Carmelo right now with the roster the way it is. But if you traded for Mitchell, I thought it would have made sense to go sign a guy like Carmelo Anthony. But with the way the roster is constructed right now, I don't think it makes sense at all to go and sign Carmelo. No minutes. This team is clearly valuing youth and playing the young guys. So shout out to them. Shout out to you, Nova, as well. Also, Johnny, if you have a question, ask it in the comment section, my guy. Love to answer your question. Appreciate both you guys for super chatting. Marcel, let's ride. A $5 super chat. He says, attention, YouTubers. If you're not watching and subscribe to Chat Sports hosted by Mr. Green, you're not a real one, my friend. He said it. He's right, though. He is right. He's right. He's 100% right. Marcel, I appreciate you, Brody. That's love, my guy. A lot of good people that put Knicks content out on YouTube. Just cool to be mentioned with those guys. CP was earlier for 3 hours and doing what CP does. He's a goat. Shout out to him. Oh, do we got anything else on Twitter involving the Knicks? Let me see. The Charlie Ward curse is over. A lot of people thought it was over when the Knicks re-signed Mitchell Robinson, but it was actually a first-round pick to sign an extension, not just any player. Atlantic says, I don't understand Danny Ainge. If he don't trade D. Mitch, he ain't getting Wembanyama or Scott. Yup. If he doesn't trade, you're 100% right. If you keep Donovan Mitchell, if you're the Utah Jazz, you're essentially taking yourself out of the race for a top 5 pick in a 2023 class that is absolutely loaded. It's a great point, my guy. We've talked about that on the show before. The Knicks, the Jazz best asset, they have a boatload of unprotected first-round picks, but the best one that they have is their own. And the best way to increase the value of that unprotected first-round pick would have been by trading Donovan Mitchell. Therefore, your record gets worse and your pick becomes more valuable. You keep Mitchell, you're going to compete for a play-in spot if you're the Jazz. That's just how good Donovan Mitchell is. He's going to win you 25, 30 games by himself. And then you still got guys like Mike Conley, Bojan Bogdanovic. You still got some players on that team. That team could easily win 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 games and be a team that ends up picking 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th in the NBA draft. And it's tough to hit on guys in the draft. That's why when you hit on one like Donovan Mitchell late in the first round, it could turn around your franchise. If it was so easy to find a Giannis or a Donovan Mitchell in the mid-first round, the Knicks would have done it time and time again. Thing is, it ain't that easy. Greg says he tagged me in something on Twitter. Let me check Twitter on my phone. Appreciate you, bro. This is coming from Woj. Yes, that's why we're live, my guy. A deal without RJ Barrett would require the Knicks to relinquish far more draft assets than they've shown a willingness to do. Sources said. That's why I think the Knicks got in the camp of trading RJ Barrett, because they believed, all right, we want Donovan Mitchell. They want 3 unprotected first-round picks. We only want to trade 2. The only way we can get them to come down to 2 is if we trade RJ Barrett. That's how I think it ultimately played out. And right now, sounds like the Jazz and the Knicks have decided to part ways on a deal for now. According to there's a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter that just feels like a whole bunch of fake news. I don't even know. It's tough to even know what to read. Shout out to Aaron Judge hitting a homer tonight, getting to 50 on the season. MVP, no doubt. MVP, no doubt. Tariq says we don't need no damn Donovan Mitchell. That's a take. Need him for what? I mean, Marcel says Knicks, Yankees, Giants. That's me. Those are my squads. Knicks, Yankees, Giants. Let's go. Shout out to the real ones. Greg says the Knicks got the draft assets, so we can still do this. We do. You can trade up to 8 first-round picks, 4 of those being unprotected of your own, 4 coming from the other teams. The Mavs, the Grizzlies, or the Bucks, and wherever the other picks are. But doesn't sound like the Knicks want to trade more than 2 unprotected picks. That's why it sounds like Mitchell or Robinson or Barrett was in the deal. Marcel says, I'm in Houston, bro. Moved here from Queens. You know, I'm actually from Houston. I grew up in the Richmond, Sugarland area, if you know where that is, kind of by Katy. That's where I grew up at. Alvin says, Danny is monkey, and he's definitely gone bananas. Okay. Well, Joel says, let's chant MVP for RJ Barrett this season and see how he reacts to the chants. Possible MVP candidate. If RJ Barrett's an MVP candidate, this channel is going to be going crazy. I'll tell you that much. You're in Humble? Okay, that's what's up. I know where that is. Lane Olson says, I lived in Sienna Plantation in Missouri City. That's crazy. That is right down the road for where I am. Or was. That's wild. Lane, that's sweet. Shout out Mo City. That is crazy. So what's up? What are we doing here? Do we want to stay live? What do we want to do? Do we want to answer questions? If not, I think I'm going to film a video and then try to put one out because YouTube's not letting me be great right now. Joel says, have you ever been to a Knicks game? Yeah, I've been to, so I grew up in Houston, and pretty much when they would come to Houston, the Knicks playing the Rockets, we'd go probably once every other year. They only played there once a year. I've not been to a game though in MSG. Upsetting. Got to make that happen. But yes, I've been to a couple of Knicks games. Alfonso says take shots. Alfonso, if I had it. Big L by me. I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't think I'd be at home when this news broke and had to do a live at midnight in Dallas. I didn't think this would happen. I wasn't prepared. What an idiot. I'm an idiot. Oh, Marcel with a $2 super chat, my guy. Do you think we pull off this trade? If you asked me 12 hours ago, I say yes. If you ask me right now, I say no. I don't think this trade happens. I don't think this trade happens. Do you think this trade happens? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know what you think. Y for yes, N for no. Does this trade happen? Do you want this trade to happen? Or do you think this trade happens? Khaled says yes. Carlos says yes. Greg says yes. Alvin says yes. Johnson says yes. Alfonso says, for my mental health, no. Mr. Lemon says any package discussed with RJ as part of it is dead. Yeah, RJ ain't getting traded. RJ ain't getting traded. Salute to RJ, man. The boy secured the bag. 4 years, 120 mil. He's laughing to the bank. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Shout out Chief Keef. If you know, you know. Mike says no. Greg says yes. Marcel says yes. Nova says yes. Douglas says yes. Alvin says salute. Salute to you, Alvin. Dennis says Danny Ainge never wanted to do a trade. Jet Life says N because the Knicks front office are a bunch of clowns. I like our front office. I like the guys that we have working right now. I trust them. I don't think they're going to overpay, and that's sometimes it's okay to be a little cheap. Price shouldn't go up because you're the Knicks. Unfortunately, I think that happens in trades a little bit too much. Laughing to the bank like ah. All righty. We've been live for an hour. How about this? Every super chat that comes in the next we'll do this. Prezi says, do you pivot for OG? Not a bad idea. We've talked about OG Anunoby on the channel before. Does OG Anunoby make you a finals contender? I don't know. What do you got to give up for OG? If you got to give up more than 2 unprotected first-round picks, it's not worth doing the deal, in my opinion. M. Lemon says 3-team deal by the weekend. According to Woj, Leon Rose set the deadline tonight. I don't want to just say everything he says is true, but yeah, RJ Barrett ain't getting traded. That ship has sailed. This trade has been exhausting. I'll tell you that much. Shout out to my guy, Alvin, sending a $2 super chat. Alvin, if you have a question, drop it in the comments. I'd love to answer it. Raymond says he heard that Donovan Mitchell's going to the Nets. I don't know if we see that. Oh, Atlantic. That was funny. That was funny. What's Twitter talking about that? I did not think this was going to happen tonight. So this is what happened. The Knicks gave a Monday deadline to the Jazz to get a deal done for Mitchell. Otherwise, they would sign Barrett. Meaning, if you guys really want a deal done and you want it to be RJ Barrett, we're going to have to get it done by Monday's deadline, or we're going to give him the poison pill contract. And only one player out of 178 players in the past that have had a poison pill contract have been traded. Meaning, you don't get it done by Monday, we ain't including RJ Barrett. That's what that means. So that's the news of the night. The Knicks extend RJ Broadway star J Barrett. Drop a 9 in the comment section for RJ Barrett. That's what that means. They're not trading RJ Barrett. And they're giving him the bag. 4 years, $120 million. Comes a lot far underneath the max deal that guys like Ja Morant and Zion Williamson and Darius Garland signed contracts to. So you're getting RJ Barrett most definitely at a cheaper rate. The question is $30 million an appropriate price for RJ Barrett? I believe so. Maybe not this upcoming year, which he won't be making $30 million this year. It will be next year. So he has 5 years on his deal at this point. Is he worth $30 million? That is a lot of money to pay someone. That's a lot of money you got to pay someone. But RJ Barrett's still just 22 years old. He's a guy that I'm a big fan of, and I believe that the Knicks should continue to build around. I think RJ Barrett can be a number 2, a number 3 on a team that's competing or a contender in the NBA. Saw him last year have big-time games, 30-point games, 46-point game against the Heat, 13-22 from the field, 23.6 points per game in the final 42 games of the season. RJ Barrett has that mentality to be elite. There's no doubt about it. He is elite. He's a guy that I don't even think is close to the ceiling. 6'7", can put the ball on the deck. As he continues to become, I know this is going to sound crazy, saying he has to improve on everything, but he can get better in a lot of areas. He's already really good. Needs to be a better free throw shooter. Needs to finish around the rim better. I'd like to see him get a floater for that in-between shot. Overall, needs to be a much better free throw shooter. He needs to be a more consistent three-point shooter. I think he needs to be better about passing out of drives. RJ Barrett is nowhere near a finished product. I don't think anyone is saying that. But there's a lot of ways he can still improve to be a great player. Like, that's why I believe RJ can be great, because I think he's the type of guy that's never satisfied, chip on his shoulder type of mentality. He's going to continue to get better and better, and he's going to work on his craft. He's going to take ownership and pride in not getting that money that Ja Morant got, not getting that money that Darius Garland got, which was, I have it pulled up right here, is 5 years, $213 million compared to 4 years and $120 million. That's almost $100 million difference. RJ Barrett, the 100 M's is a lot of freaking money. That's going to motivate someone to go into the gym and work and go be great. You think you work hard at your job to get a $10,000 raise? Imagine if there was an opportunity to get a $100 million raise, how hard you'd freaking work. I think RJ Barrett's going to come into this season with a chip on his shoulder and go be great. Just comment section saying. Frankie says RJ is going to see that New York wants him. Anthony, what do the Knicks look like without RJ and with Mitchell? There's no reason to talk about that anymore because RJ Barrett is not going to be in the trade. But yes, not a top 5 team in the East, so RJ should have never been considered. Good point, Anthony. A realistic offer for Donovan Mitchell, Mr. Winston? Okay, let's go back to last week. What happened last week? New York Knicks offered a trade package of Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier, 2 unprotected first-round picks, 3 protected picks, an additional salary. We'll call that Miles McBride. The Knicks offered Miles McBride, Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier, 2 unprotected first-round picks, 3 protected, 5 first-round picks, 2 unprotected. The Jazz declined that deal. So the baseline is that deal. That's not even the baseline. That is the basement. That deal is not enough. So it's going to be at least 3 unprotected first-round picks. I think if the Knicks want to get this trade done, they're going to have to include Quentin Grimes. I think it's going to have to be Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Miles McBride, 3 unprotected first-round picks, 3 protected. 6 first-round picks, Obi and Grimes. Not saying I would do that deal. I'm saying that's the type of deal that would take Danny Ainge to bite. I really believe that is what he wants. He wants Obi. He wants Grimes. He wants 3 unprotected first-round picks. The Knicks are trying to find different ways and different avenues to get that done. But I think if Leon Rose called Danny Ainge right now and said, we'll give you Obi, we'll give you Grimes, we'll give you 3 unprotected, I think Danny Ainge does that deal. I think that's the deal that it's going to take. Would you do that deal? Would you do 3 unprotected first-round picks, 2 more protected, and Obi and Grimes? Would you do that deal? Obi, Grimes, 3 unprotected, 2 protected. Would you do that deal? Why for yes and for no? You can't say you want Donovan Mitchell and then say you wouldn't do that deal. So you need to decide, do you want Donovan Mitchell? If you do, you would have to do that trade. That is what it's going to take. Obi, Grimes, multiple unprotected first-round picks, probably 3. That is my best educated guess right now. Looks like a lot of no's. Jay Deal says I'd do it. 27 says either Obi or Grimes. If you're doing Obi or Grimes, 27, you're going to have to do 4 unprotected first-round picks. So would you do that? Would you do Grimes and 4 unprotected? I say no way. Junie says no. Beta Male Killer says no. Alvin says no. Jet Life says yes. 27 says no. Ruggs 89 New York says hell no. Cole says no. Hove dude says no. Atlantic Lion says no. I'm Mikey says yes. Jeremy Chuggs sends in a $2 super chat. Shout out to you, Jeremy Chuggs. He says D Mitch trade done. Forget about it. And in RJ we trust. RJ Barrett. I love RJ. Testero says no. Junie, no. J Deal says yeah. AG says yeah. Wally says no. Mark says no way. I'm Mikey says, would you take that deal, Marshall? Great question. You know, I know sometimes I ask good questions because I don't know what my answer is. Wally says no. AO says yeah. I'd do it. I would. Obi, Grimes, 3 unprotected, 2 protected, Fournier, and that probably gets the deal done. I would do it. I would do it. You got to spend money to make money in the NBA. It is a star league. Getting Donovan Mitchell gets you a superstar. Building block number one. It's a star league. I would do it. I would frickin' do it. RJ Barrett, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson. Those four guys, the core pieces to my roster going forward. RJ Barrett, 22 years old. Donovan Mitchell, 25. Jalen Brunson, 25. And Mitchell Robinson, 24. I have a young core of four players I can move forward with. I would do the deal. That means I keep Emmanuel Quickly. That means I keep Cam Reddish. That means I keep Jericho Sims. That means I keep Isaiah Hartenstein. That means I keep Derrick Rose. That means I can go out and sign a Carmelo Anthony. Probably need to go out and sign another wing defender off the bench. But that's a team that can win 47, 48, 49 games, in my opinion. Last year we won 37. D. Danny says for Obi and Grimes, 2 unprotected at most. I can get behind that. 2, 3. Sounds like they want 3, though. If I had to do it, I'd do it, but Junie says I would not trade for Obi. Yeah, I understand that, but something I want everyone to remember, Obi Toppin's 24 years old. Donovan Mitchell is 25. So, I mean, just think about it like that. Are we really going to have a 24-year-old Obi Toppin that's not unproven, but he's not a star. He's not a guy that's a starter across the NBA. Does he have potential to be? No doubt. Obi Toppin could be a great player, but it's unknown at this point. We know what Donovan Mitchell is. He's a top 10 bucket getter in the NBA. Multiple 50-point games in the NBA playoffs. Multiple-time All-Star at the age of 25 years old. If I have to give up a 24-year-old Obi Toppin to get a 25-year-old All-Star, I'm going to do it. It's a stars league. You win with talent. You win with high-end talent. And if you have RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and Mitchell Robinson as the top 4 players on your roster moving forward, all 4 of those players younger than 26 years old, I do it. I move forward, and I build around those guys. Am I stupid? Am I crazy? Let me know. Let me know what you think about my take. Dolphins today says Tua didn't underthrow it. Yes, he did, my friend. Yes, he did. Jay Livingston says, are you insane? He's not that good. 38 playoff games. The guy averages 29 points per game. I'd say that's pretty damn good. Josh D. Rapp says, non-Knicks fan here. I think Obi, Grimes, Fournier, 3 unprotected, 2 protected. I think it's a no-brainer, to be honest. Jay Deal says, I agree with you, bro. M. Lemon says you do that trade. D. Danny says if given Obi, that means keeping Randall. Brandon Price says Jazz don't want to trade Mitchell unless they get 4 unprotected first and 3 young core players. I can't do that. Dave says you need to sleep then. JJ says fair deal. Rugg says Obi going to be a star too? Probably will. And I'd love to see it in the orange and blue. But am I willing to take a chance on he should or could or would or might and not going and taking Donovan Mitchell, who's 25 and a top 10 scorer in the NBA? Guy that averages 28 points per game in 38 playoff games. That ain't a small sample size. That's half an NBA season. Multiple 50-point playoff games. Jay Randall says we leave Julius the hell alone and let him cook. Jay Deals. Bottom line, it's a star league. It is. Could you imagine Donovan Mitchell and the Mecca dropping a 50-point game and a win? Obi who? Grimes who? That's what's going to happen. Mitchell may end up in NYC anyways. M. Lemons is saying Mark B. Berman just tweeted. Yes, he did. We talked about that earlier. League source, there is no place for Donovan Mitchell to go at this point. The Knicks can still get him. Trade's not dead. Many league execs still expect it to happen. Buckle up, as a wise man once said. Buckle the hell up. Sherwin says, good morning. I'm glad this Donovan Mitchell nonsense will end. I'm going to kick back a little bit because my back was hurting. I'm getting old. I don't think we're at the end of this Donovan Mitchell trade. I don't know what to believe anymore, guys. I don't know. Yeah, Atlantic Lion, I would hate to trade Obi as well, but like, it's not fun trading these guys. Like, we've grown an emotional attachment to them, but still a business. And I think trading Obi and Grimes and picks that you have at your disposal to trade for Donovan Mitchell, I think that makes you a better basketball team today and moving forward. Fight Evil says, you look like my brother-in-law, but I have a lesser desire to punch you. That's good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been told I have a punchable face, so that's cool. Tommy D has tweeted, according to M. Lemons, he says, it was never my sense based on talking to people with knowledge of talks that Barrett was an absolute deal breaker. Knicks have the tools to make a deal. I'll grab my charger real quick. Wouldn't want this live stream to die because my laptop died. That'd be brutal. I don't know. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is freaking crazy. All right. We've been live for an hour and 12 minutes. We'll do this. Every super chat that comes in the next 3 minutes, we'll stay live another 5 minutes. So if 2 super chat comes in, 2 super chats come in, we'll stay live 10 minutes, 3, 5 minutes, 4, 20 minutes, 5, 25 minutes, 6, 30 minutes. So every super chat that rolls in the next 3 minutes, it'll be 5.5 minutes that we'll stay live. Every super chat that rolls in the next 2 minutes. I'm Mikey says, you look tired, bro. Yeah. Work today. Did a little workout when I got home. I was pretty tired. I am pretty tired. Jeremy Chugs sends in $1 super chat. He wants the show to go on. The show goes on. The show goes on, according to Jeremy Chugs. Every super chat that rolls in the next 2 minutes, we'll stay live for an extra 5 minutes. If no super chats roll in, or wherever they do, we're going to cut the live after that. It's already almost midnight here, and I want to film a video after this to put a video out on demand. So if you want us to stay live, that's cool. I'm down to keep taking your questions, answering your questions. My guy Tay sends in a $2 super chat. He wants the show to go on. Jeremy Chugg sends in another super chat. He wants the show to go on. So we're going to stay live another 15 minutes. Every super chat that rolls in the next 20 seconds, we said 2 minutes. In the next 20 seconds, we'll stay live 5 minutes for every super chat that rolls in the next 10 seconds. Here we go. Coming down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the shot clock is dead. Give a couple of seconds to let some come in. Remember, did I say 3 minutes? Okay, I said 3 minutes. I'm getting delirious over here. Getting delirious. Oh, Marcel, we'll do 1 more minute. 1 more minute. My bad. I said 3. My bad. All right, 1 more minute. Marcel says, okay, what the hell? He says he wants the show to go on. The show goes on. I ain't freaking leaving. 40 more seconds. How many soups actually came in? I actually missed a super chat from Jeremy Chugs, $2 super chat. He said, bring the Greek freak to the Mecca. Yeah, I don't know about Giannis to the Knicks, my guy. All righty. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Any super chats that roll in the next 10 seconds, we'll stay live another 5 minutes. We've already got 4 super chats so far. That means we're going to stay live 20 minutes. Time is up. That gets to a minute. We'll let the fax machine roll. See if any came in after the buzzer. At the moment, we're about to stay live for another 20 minutes. The Atlantic Lion gets a super chat in right before the deadline. He said, NYC is the city that never sleeps. That is right, my guy. It is 1 a.m. on the East Coast. Oh, and Jason Walker sends in a super chat. We're going to get 30 more minutes of Knicks Live. That's what it's sounding like. The deadline has come and the deadline is gone. This ain't the MLB trade deadline. There ain't 2 deadlines. Let me grab a water real quick. Hold on. Knicks for Life says, where the heck is the $sign to super chat? It's right under the comment thing. So right under where you comment, there's a money sign. You press it. Dave Bovey says, that's lame. Why just super chats? Because I'm tired. I feel like I show love to a lot of people that don't just super chat. But we've already been live for an hour and a half. It's midnight here in Dallas. So, yeah. I could have just cut the stream if I wanted to. So I thought I'd give everybody a chance to keep the stream going. Dave, if you want me to just leave, you could just say that. Frankie says yes. It shows that we don't want to leave. I'm going to grab some water real quick because my throat's dry. Pause. Give me a second. All righty. Sorry, Davey. Oh, we got a super chat from Jay Living, my guy. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Tay, you're right. It's OT at this point. I know your job if you're working OT. Oh, the Knicks Life for 20. He sends in a $20 super chat. Oh, my goodness. All right, buckle up, boys. Marsh After Dark on Knicks Now. Let's roll. Jeremy Chuggs sends in a super chat. He says, money talks, Davey boy. Yeah. Davey, I wouldn't ask you to work overtime for free. Knicks for Life with the $20 super chat. Pulled up from 3, bang, like Melo on the Easter game back in 2012 when he hit the game-tying shot in the 4th and the game-winning shot in the overtime against the Bulls. 3 to the dome. Knicks for Life. Bang! I'm Mikey says, hey, bruh, I'm a real one, but I got class tomorrow. Good night, Marshall. Good night, Knicks fans. I'm Mikey. Take your studies important, man. They'll take you a long way. Stay locked in the classroom. I appreciate you for being a real one. We'll see you next time. Atlantic Lion is signing off. He says, bye, brother. I appreciate you. That was double overtime. You're a real one. I'm glad that you spoke up in the Twitter space earlier. I was glad to hear your thoughts because it's cool. Because on Twitter, on the Twitter space thing, we can put a voice to a face, and I think that's pretty damn cool. All righty, is Harrison Graham still watching? How many super chats? We're going to just stay live. I don't know. How many are we at? Oh, yeah. Mikey. Yeah. I'm dead. I'm delirious at this point. I'm going to be honest. I was damn near asleep. All right. We're going to do another 30 minutes. 30 minutes. We're going to stay live until 12:15 local time. That's 30 more minutes. Mo money. My guy Mo, I hope you're doing. Okay, we're staying live till 1:15 p.m. Eastern, 12:45 1:45 I don't know. I'm fucked. We're staying live. Oh shit. I'm freaking dead. Okay. We're staying live. 1:15 Eastern, 12:15 Central. That's how long we're staying live. JJ, LOL, math is hard. Yeah, that's why I talk sports for a living. I don't do math. Harrison Graham's got the timestamp for you guys in the comments. Because, all right, Jeremy Chugs in the comments is saying every $20 super chat equals an extra 20 minutes. All right, we'll do that. Going forward, every $20 super chat equals an extra 20 minutes. That's fair. I think that's fair. We're already going to be live for another 25 minutes. Every $20 super chat going forward, we'll stay live another 20 minutes. We're already going to be live for 25 minutes. That's brutal. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But hey, if you guys want it to happen, we can make it happen. Keep Evil says, keep this dude up for 72 plus hours. Oh, that would be funny. Tetsuro goes, can you break down the second unit? So I think if the team stays the way it is, no Donovan Mitchell trade happens, I think the starting lineup is going to be Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Quentin Grimes, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. I think they'll replace Evan Fournier with Quentin Grimes. I think Quentin Grimes will take the spot of Evan Fournier in the starting lineup, provide a little bit more athleticism on the wing, defense in the backcourt, still be that knockdown, catch and shoot guy. Off the bench, you're going to have Emmanuel Quickley, Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jericho Sims. I think I just named like 7 guys. And we know Tom Thibodeau does not want to play 12 players. So at some point, you're going to have to consolidate some assets and make a trade. When that is, I don't know. But that's what the top 12 of the lineup is going to look like. You're going to have a bench of Quickley, Rose, Fournier, Reddish, Hartenstein, Obi, and Jericho Sims. A lot of bodies. Is it going to be enough minutes for everyone to eat? I don't think so. I think we're stunting the growth of a guy like Cam Reddish, not giving him all the minutes he deserves. Stunting the growth of a guy like Emmanuel Quickley, like a Obi Toppin. You got to reach your potential. You got to have minutes, and Obi hasn't had those the last couple of seasons. Knicks for Life says that's a deep bench. It is. That is a deep bench, but Tom Thibodeau ain't playing 12 players a night. Tom Thibodeau's ideal rotation is 8-9 players. Marcel says, how much longer for a $50 super chat? $50 super chat? I don't know. What do you think's fair? 25 minutes. We'll cut it in half. 25 minutes for a $50 super chat. I don't know. I'm fucking tired. Marcel says an hour for a $50 super chat. Joel says if I get a super chat of $50 right now, I should go to bed. Adam says this show rocks. Atlantic Lion says Marshall Green, the man that never sleeps. Charlie Cush says keep him up till 2 a.m. Testuro says, how does it feel to be in triple OT? Herber says you probably here till the Mitchell trade happens. All right. We'd said we'd be live an extra 20 minutes for every $20 super chat. So we're going to be live now until 1:35 Eastern. 1:35 Eastern. Charlie Cush, you be my clock guy. You'll be my clock guy. Dave, money talks. Dave, to be fair, sounds like Jeremy is entitled. Money talks, he says. Dave, why are you being a hater, bro? Why are you being a hater in the chat? Anthony, why did you say so sad? What's so sad, Anthony? Talk to me. Joel says if you were to get a $100 super chat, call one of your buddies and have them suffer with you in the discussion. Oh, you guys are awesome. I appreciate all 200 of y'all sticking around. This is awesome. We'll be here all night at this rate. Jeremy Chug says, I got you, Marshy. Obi is great, but I'm taking Spida over him every day, says Charlie Cush. Anthony says, it's so sad, my alcoholism. Well, Anthony, no drinking tonight, just water. We're getting hydrated. So, as a wise man once told me, get the stick out of your ass and let's party. Don't be a weirdo. Got to stay hydrated, Anthony. Let him know, Atlantic. Come in the chat at midnight and you're being at 1 a.m. and you're being a hater. That's lame. That ain't it. Should we start doing call-ins? Like, how about this? If someone, let's chop it up. How about this? If you send in a $5 super, well, let me think about this. Should I have him call in on Instagram, Harry? Shout out to Marcel holding it down in the chat. If you send in if someone sends in a $10 super chat, we'll do a live chat on here right now. I got to get a phone charger. I'm on 8%. Hold on. Let me get a phone charger. Hold on 1 sec. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to try some stuff out here on the show. So Anthony just says my alcoholism is a problem, and now he wants to call into the show. Ain't that funny how that works? All right. Let me see what I can figure out here, guys. Get everything set up. All right. Oh, $5 super chat to Nice Mellow 007. I think we will still land Donovan Mitchell. No worries. I'm glad we kept RJ Barrett. Yeah, I think there's still a chance a trade can happen. It's just not going to be involving Donovan Mitchell anymore. That's for sure. Am I hooked up to this? Give me a sec. Let me figure this out. This could be great, guys. One sec. Okay. If you super chat $10, I'll give you can call me on Instagram and we'll do a live call-in. How about that? If you super chat $10, we'll do a call-in on Instagram and we can have a conversation. How about that? To keep the time going, we're going to be live until I think another 35 minutes is what it sounds like, I think. So if you super chat $10, we'll do a call-in or yeah, so super chat, and then I'll give you my Instagram to follow. Is 10 too much? I don't know. If not, it's all good. Let me know. If anyone wants to do it, we'll do it. If someone wants to do it for less, we can probably work out a deal as well. But Atlantic says, do I gotta do another 10? Nah, since you're my guy and you super chatted earlier to get the ball rolling and so we can test it out. But after that, we're only one freebie. Atlantic, hit me up on Instagram. It's Marshall Green _. Marshall Green _. It's in the chat. Request to follow me. And let's see if it works out. Marcel says if you can't send 10, you're not a real one. That is not true, Marcel. Just because you can't know. I love you for loving me. I appreciate you, but that's not. I like the mindset there, but that's not what we're going for. All right. The link to my Instagram is pinned at the top of the chat. Give me a follow. Give me a follow and then send me a DM and then I'll call you. Follow, send me a DM and then I'll call you. $10 soup, call, and we chop it up. I don't know. If no one wants to do that, I thought it would be cool. Be able to talk in more than just the comment section. But I don't know. Maybe it's not that good of an offer. I don't know, Jim. Just Day says, why don't they offer Randall instead of Obi? Because the Jazz do not want Julius Randle, my guy. They don't want him. Marcel, honestly, you're right. I'm not all the way there. My guy, Genuine Colon says, what's good? My guy, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Marsh at midnight. That's what we're calling it. Marsh at midnight. Okay, I got a request. Atlantic, accept, primary. All right, I'm going to give you a call. What's the best way to do this? I think it might just have to be audio only. I don't know because can you just call people audio only? I don't know. I think it's calling. Can y'all hear it? I think it's ringing.
That was good, homie.
My guy, let me know if y'all can hear him. My guy, what's up, Brody?
Not much, man. Not much. I'm staying up like you.
All right, they said they can hear you. Let's ride. So what did you think when the news came in that the Knicks were extending Donovan Mitchell and, extending RJ Barrett and essentially meaning RJ's not going to be in the Donovan Mitchell trade? What'd you think of that?
Oh, man. I grabbed my jersey and I just started making out with it in my bed. Oh, man. I was so happy. Man, at this point, I love RJ, man. And
If I can keep him and not get D-Mix, I'm taking that. That's fine.
I'm right there with you,
I'm more than
man.
happy to do that.
Yeah, if this means I get to keep RJ Barrett, I'm cool with it.
That's fine by me. There'll be more stars coming down the road. It doesn't have to be Donovan Mitchell, but I want it to be Donovan Mitchell. I'll say that.
You're right. New stars become available all the time. Like, it may be a couple of weeks or a couple of months, maybe not until the All-Star break or following this year. A new star is going to become available sooner or later.
It's all a matter of patience. That's all it is. You got to be patient with it.
Got to be patient. Leon the Don, he ain't going to fold.
Oh, Leon the Don, man. He's putting it through. Made some bad signings last year. I lost hope in him, but
yeah.
I like how he put his foot down and said, "Look, Danny, I'm done with your bullshit. I'm gonna put this deal down."
He did.
By Monday night, if you don't accept, I'm gonna extend RJ, and I'm gonna text you F you because you're not it, man.
He did.
I like that.
He put his foot in the dirt. He said, "Look, it's now or it's never." It sounds like it ain't going to be never, but it sounds like it ain't going to be RJ Barrett. Shout out to my guy, Alvin Jennings, sends in another $20 super chat. Alvin, hit me up on IG. We'll get you on the call next. That's what's up. Oh, man. I cannot believe. I don't even know really what to make of this at this point.
Man, I feel like so good right now. RJ going to be a Knick. Oh.
RJ's back. The 22-year-old GOAT is back.
Broadway Barrett. Man, he's the man, yo. Yeah, I was making a discussion. I was like, hey, if LeBron James calls you special, you got to get extended.
Yeah.
There's no way.
There's too many players around the league that just think that RJ Barrett's him. And Jimmy Butler said it, like, RJ Barrett's fine. He's the last of our worries.
Oh, man.
Good
now,
day.
Now it just comes to what are we going to give up for Donovan?
I really think you're going to have to give up Obi and Grimes. I think it's going to be Obi, Grimes, and multiple unprotected first-round picks if you want to get the deal done. I'm not saying I would do that. I think I would. I'd have to sleep on it, but that's what I think it's going to take, because if 2 unprotected, 3 protected. Someone says it's tough to hear the caller. Could you put the phone closer? Yeah, I'll put it as close as I can. It's right there. It's right there. But yeah. All righty, Atlantic. I appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna try to get someone else up here, Brody.
Hey, it's fun to hop on this.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you being a real one, brother.
Hey, no problem. Every day of the week, you already know we real ones out here. I'm gonna buy that shirt soon too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna follow you back on IG, bro. All righty, later, dog.
All right, man.
All right. Audio is pretty good, says Harrison Graham. I think that's the best we're gonna get. We're trying to look. I'm just at the house. No graphics. Marcel says, I'll put up the $10 for one lucky person in the chat who's a real one that wants me to sponsor. If someone wants to talk, let me know. Alvin Jennings, you super chatted $20. Did you just want the show to go on another 20 minutes? Or did you want to call on IG? Let me know. If you did, I'd love to bring you on and chop it up about the Knicks. Let me know. Atlantic Lion, appreciate you, brother. Alvin, let me know. Knicks for life. I know you sent in a $20 super chat. If you wanted to come on, we could do that as well. I know you already sent in a 20, so we could show some love there and make that happen. Let me know. Yes, Jeremy, my IG is pinned in the chat. If you want it to go down, hey, Marsh, pick a lucky winner for me. My wife said I can't chat. Marcel sent in a $10 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. If anybody wants to come on, let me know. Marcel dunked it. Adam, you're right. If anyone wants to call me on IG, let me know. We can chop it up. We can let the audio play through the speaker and talk New York Knicks. Let me know. Give me a call. We can make it happen. Both? Let me know. Does anyone want to call? I thought more people would want to talk about the Knicks instead of just chatting the comments, but I don't know. Maybe not. Thought it was a cool idea. Got me energized a little bit, but Joel Santos says I don't have Instagram. Well, you got to change that, my guy. It's 2022. Frankie, my guy, a real one, just followed me. Jeremy Chugs is calling. Frankie, call me. Just call me. Frankie, you already got a shirt, my guy. Shout out to you, bro. And our guy, Marcel, he sponsored someone. So, Frankie, give me a call. Or just send me a DM, and then I'll call you. How about that? Shout out to my guy, Marcel. He's sending in a $10 super chat to sponsor somebody to make a call. Knicks for life. Hit me up on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. The link to or on Instagram. Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Follow me and send me a DM. And then after I chop it up with Frankie, all right, Frankie, join audio call. All right, I think we're good. Frankie, can you hear me, my guy? Let me know if you can hear me, Frankie.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, sir. Can you guys hear Frankie? Let me know in the chat. What's good, Brody? How's it going, bro?
I just got out of work. I'm doing good. I'm actually happy that RJ is still with the team.
I am too, bro. I am too. 21 years old, 22 years old. That's a guy you got to hang on to. Would you have included RJ in a Donovan Mitchell trade? Like if they said, we're not doing the trade unless you include RJ, would you have done it?
Nah, I would have ran it back with RJ.
Yeah.
I believe in the kid.
100%. What do you like about RJ?
The day he got drafted.
That's love. That's being a real one. What do you think like separates RJ from the other like young players in this league?
I mean, he's been getting better every season he's been on the team. The shooting, could get better. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping he takes the All-Star league this year.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are focused on the points per game for RJ, but I'm more so worried about the efficiency, right? Like I want to see RJ be a guy that can shoot 45% from the field and 38% from three. And if he can do that and average, maybe he drops down to 18 points per game, I think that makes him an elite player.
Almost definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he's a two-way guy. He can control the rock, finish around the rim, left hand, right hand. I just like that dog mentality he has. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Like the shot against the Celtics was clutch. He's got to be more efficient, no doubt about it. Like he's not a finished product. He's 21 years old. He's got to get better at being a spot-up shooter. He's got to get better at being a playmaker. He's got to get better at free throw shooting and finishing around the rim. But where he's at 21, I'd say he's on pace for where he needs to be to where he needs to get to.
Yeah, I see him getting this contract, and he's going to realize, like, this team wants me. They're not even risking trading me.
Yeah.
So he's going to work his ass off to, become the player he's definitely meant to be.
I agree with you. And the fact that Ja Morant, Darius Garland, and Zion Williamson got paid $100 million more than him, I think that puts a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
and then we'll have D Rose back next season. So
D Rose is going to be a good piece that we missed the past couple of the last year. We missed last year playing just 26 games or something like that. So yeah, I definitely think that. What are you feeling about this year? Do you want a Mitchell trade to get done at this point? How are you feeling, Brody?
I don't know. I'm so conflicted because I've loved Donovan Mitchell since he got drafted, but like giving up all the depth that Danny Ainge wants, it just like bothers me.
Yeah,
Like I don't know what to do. I think we should just run it back and just maybe wait. Because it's not going to be like a Carmelo Anthony trade, but it could be bad if some players don't show out.
If Danny Ainge said, we'll give you Donovan Mitchell for Obi, Grimes, 3 unprotected first and 2 protected, would you do it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
My decision making isn't the brightest as I'm looking at a Frank Ntilikina and a Kevin Knox jersey right now.
Hey, you're just a fan and you're a diehard, and I love that. I love that. Nah, man, that's mad love. Well, my guy, I got some other people trying to come up here and call. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you getting a shirt and being a real one. Little love does not go unnoticed, bro. That's as real as it gets, bro. Shout out to you. Thanks for being a real one, and let's do this again, bro.
No, shout out to you for making a video every damn day.
I appreciate that, bro. That's the goal. I feel like as a Knicks fan, that's what I want, and I'm trying to get you guys videos and content every day. So I appreciate it. You always tuning in. Love seeing you in the comments, bro.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Later, homie.
Later.
Rate the call. 1 to 10. Rate the call. That was a good call. I thought the audio was good. I could hear him. I feel like y'all could hear him. Rate the call. 1 to 10. Mark, I'm going to call you real quick. You got it pulled up? I'm guessing Mark is the guy who super chatted $20 earlier. Yes, he is. All right, Mark, I'm going to call you. I don't know how you did audio only that time. That was cool, but. What's going on? What's going on? You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Let's go. We got it figured out. Here we go.
I am jacked about RJ getting extended.
You're good. You're happy to see him back?
Oh, I'm so happy. Listen, you're an RJ guy. You love RJ.
I love RJ. No doubt about it. I just like to hear other people's opinions sometimes than my own. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's my thing. I've been following it, and I just love your content. And of course, I've been like dying because I'm like, please don't get Mitchell. I like Donovan Mitchell. The guy's got an assassin's heart. He's great. I think he'd be great for the energy in the city. I just think it would be phenomenal. But he's not a good fit defensively.
There's some worry
I
there.
want us to win a championship. I mean, I'm from the era of Ewing and Starks, and I know what it is to come close. We've done it twice, so we've come close.
Yep.
I just don't see it happening. I mean, unfortunately, I know Donovan Mitchell would be great for the franchise as far as, everybody be excited, but we will not win a championship with Brunson and Mitchell in the backcourt. At least that's my belief.
I think if you get those two guys, you got to go out and get a power forward that's like an elite defender, like a guy that can switch on pick and rolls and can protect the rim alongside of Mitchell. You're going to need a really good power forward that I think is going to have to pick up a lot of the slack on defense if you do have a smaller backcourt of Brunson and Mitchell, because it's not ideal, right? 2 6'1", 6'2" guards. But on the other side, that's going to be a potent offense. But in the playoffs, it's defense that wins championships. So I'm conflicted a little bit.
Yeah, and just something to give food for thought, because after you mentioned at one point when this first started coming out, you were concerned. I don't know if you remember saying it out loud, like, I don't know, defensively, is it liability? And the fact is, I went and researched the last 30 championship teams, and you realize there's never been a combination of guards under 6'3".
Yeah. I know that Toronto won it with Lowry and Van Fleet. I don't know if they both started. They played a good amount of minutes, but it's right. You usually don't win championships with two smaller guards. I mean, Isaiah Thomas and Dumars, they weren't the biggest guys, but they weren't 2.62 guys. You know what I'm saying?
I know. And the other part of this is I really feel like this whole thing with Ainge and the asking price, and it is just so ridiculous.
Yeah,
and we're not talking about the second coming of Christ. This is not, we're not trading for KD, and yet what's being asked for is like just outrageous.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't know how you feel,
No,
but I just
I
feel like
agree.
the asking price is way too high. The whole Gobert trade just totally put everything off of what would be normal when you're trying to execute a trade.
I'm right there with you. I definitely think Danny Ainge is the last GM you really want to do a trade with, right? He's a guy that is going to try to take you for everything you got. But at the end of the day, I just come back to the fact that it's a stars league, and adding a guy like Donovan Mitchell, I think, makes you better. And you're not going to win a championship by not trading for Mitchell. I don't think you win one by trading for him, but I think he gets you closer. I don't know.
Now, here's my question, just to make it interesting. Right?
Yeah.
Who knows who's going to be disgruntled? Who knows what three-team trade is out there? I don't know.
Right there with you. You
but
never
if
know.
You could put a piece of the puzzle, and you had pick of the whole NBA, and I understand you got to give up something to get something, but let's just say you, Marshall Green, putting your team together right now, you get to keep RJ, you get to keep anybody you want. All right, we're going to like almost make this like a fantasy play.
Yeah.
Who do you think would be the missing piece right now for the Knicks to be somewhat contend for the Eastern Conference? We have to take them all, just like would put them in the hunt.
Yeah. With this current roster, we're just adding someone. I mean, you're going to need an elite player, a guy like Giannis, LeBron, KD, a healthy Kawhi, Luka. You're not a Donovan Mitchell away, if that's what you're wondering. And if you want, I don't think we are. But there's only so many of those elite guys, right? So when you can get someone that's, let's say Mitchell's what, a top 15, top 20 player in the NBA, top 25, if that's the first step and you get Brunson and he's a guy that maybe can prove to be a top 10 point guard, I think you're moving in the right direction. I don't think, and I truly believe that Leon Rose does not think that trading for Mitchell makes you a contender. I think he thinks that's the first step. And then you go out and make another trade. That's why he doesn't want to trade all of his unprotected first-round picks right now. And then you also got to remember, I know it's a couple summers away, but in the 2024 free agency, the salary cap is going to go up by $40 million. So you're going to have money to spend there. I think Mitchell is the first move that they want to make, but I think they have a price, and they're not going to go over it. And that's what I love about this regime. And I love that I don't even really have the fear anymore that James Dolan's going to step in. I used to think, there might get to a point where Dolan's like, enough's enough. Leon, you're being cheap. I'm going to push a deal through. I don't think that's going to happen now, though. I think Leon Rose has full control to do whatever he wants.
I think I agree. I mean, he hasn't stepped in yet. So I think that's a good sign. I look at this and I keep saying to myself, everybody got caught up in the Donovan Mitchell, shiny light, if you will.
Yeah.
And when you look, if they didn't sign Brunson, I would be all over, Spider coming to town. I mean, all over it. It would be so good for the franchise.
Yeah.
But if we're going to keep those two together,
it's not the most ideal pairing.
You create a defensive liability, and you're basically doomed to come up short.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
That's my impression. I know you talked about bringing in somebody strong at the power forward, or just bringing in not power forward at the small forward. I don't know. Whatever.
The concerns are 100% there, and I have those same concerns, but it's a stars.
It's good that the Knicks were relevant in the offseason. A lot of airtime. Obviously Donovan Mitchell did us a favor whether he comes here or not, because the idea that he wants to come here and that it's pretty clear he does is good for New York sports. I think if Dolan stays out, who knows? We may start to get people to come to town.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a superstar that's disgruntled or a free agent or some, a trade looking somebody at the end of their contract looking to come here. I don't know. We're going to find out.
The best part of this is Mitchell trade doesn't happen. We're not shit out of luck. We're still in a great spot to make a move for whoever else becomes available. And that's what I like what this regime has done. They've kept us in a good spot. I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate the love to the show. We're going to try to get a couple more people up on here. I appreciate you, Brody.
Thank you, Martha.
No
really
problem.
Appreciate everything you do. It's been a lot of fun watching you this summer.
Awesome. I thank you for tuning in
The
every
whole
week.
crew. Obviously, tonight you're a one-man show.
One-man
The whole
show
crew.
tonight, but yeah, there's a
It's
lot of people that go into it. I appreciate it. Have a good night, my guy.
All right, you do the same.
That was a good call. Good call. Shout out to Mark. Grade the call 1 to 10. I thought that was a good call. Do we have anyone else that wants to come up? Marcel just followed me. I'm going to follow you back, Brody. That was a good call. Good call. If anybody else wants to call in, we'll do it. I don't even remember what time I said we'd be live till, but time's flying by. All righty. What a time. This might be the post game. We might do post game videos. What do we think about that, guys? Post game videos after regular season games, and you guys can call in and stuff like that. You think that'd be cool? Would you guys like that? Be able to call in after games and talk about the games? All right, Jeremy, give me a call. Give me a call, Chugs. Is the audio good, Harrison? Like, how does it sound? Adam says that sounds good. James Gaines is in the chat, my guy. Good to see you. Super chat legend. Shout out to you. All right, I'm picking up, Jeremy. Hold on. Harrison says it's pretty good. I think this might be the move. All righty, Jeremy, can you hear me? Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can everybody hear Jeremy? Let me know. I think they can.
All right, I gotta ask you this, Marcy.
All right, well, let it loose, Jeremy. Don't hold back.
Obviously, Thibodeau, total hard ass. Do you think they're bringing in or trying to bring in D-Mitch because he played under Snyder, also a hard ass?
I think there's just a lot of ties for Mitchell. The CAA stuff, he's from the area. But it sounds like from reports we've heard from Mark Berman of the NY Post, or I don't remember who he works for, but he said that Thibodeau wants the deal to get done. Thibodeau likes the vets that are proven more so than the younger players that are unproven. So, yeah, I think Thibodeau likes the fact that he was coached by a guy that could be a hard coach on him, because that's what we know Thibodeau will be. He'll be hard on Mitchell, especially if he doesn't bring the defensive energy. I think Thibodeau is going to try to demand that and bring that out of him.
Yeah, because, I mean, you talk about, like, defense, like, obviously Mitchell's not the best defender, but
No.
you think Thibodeau can bring that out in him?
I do.
Like, he's still young.
I do. And he's such a good athlete. He's got like a 6'10" wingspan. It's definitely an area he has to improve upon. But I think if there's a coach that could bring it out of him, it's Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, and I mean, even though Brunson, he's not tall, he can still like play some perimeter defense for the Knicks.
He takes a lot of charges
like
too. Brunson, I think,
he's a
led the
dog.
point guards in the NBA in charges taken. I'm pretty sure. He's a smart defender.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't know. You're going to the Mecca. Going back to D-Mitch, like you can't have anybody who's soft. Like we see what's happening with Julius. Like I don't know if he can handle it, but like you got to be battle tested to play in the Mecca.
Yeah. Would you have included RJ Barrett in a Donovan Mitchell trade?
I don't know. I feel like that's your best piece right now. So it's like if you're building for the future, like you want to pair somebody with RJ. You're not trying to swap with a star. So I mean, I would give Obi and Grimes for D Mitch, but I don't know if I could do RJ, our Prince.
Yeah, I can't get behind trading RJ Barrett.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know, like in the years to come, you know, obviously you have Giannis with the Bucks, but I mean, the Heat are a question mark in my opinion on like where they go in like the next 2 or 3 years, and the 76ers, like you never know what's going to happen with a big man and like his like injury history. So it's like the East could be wide open in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And the guy's only 21 or just turned 22 years old.
Awesome, Joe. Yeah. Well, Marcy, thanks for taking my call. You know, I love the show. That one producer who does all the boots, he's a badass.
Yeah, no doubt. He's pretty good. Could use some work on his jump shot, but he's a good producer.
Say that again?
I said he could use some work on his jump shot, but he's a pretty good producer.
Yeah, no, agreed.
All righty, brother. I'll talk to you later, Chugs. I appreciate you. Later. Rate the call. 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Rate the call. We also just entered subscriber chat only mode. So if you're a subscriber, because I doubt all 212 of you guys that are tuned in right now at 12:30 a.m. Dallas time, 1:30 a.m. on the coast, type me in the comment section right now. I'm going to give a shout out to everybody that types me because we're in sub-only mode. And I really only wanted to talk to subscribers because the subs are the real one. Type me in the comment section if you're a real one. Can't believe we can't highlight cut out of this. This is so lame. Shout out to Zeke, Frankie, Wally, Atlantic, Tony, Marcel, Billy R, Charlie Cush, Tetsuro, 27. That's love. Tyler Regal. Soups have made up for it. Yeah, but I come in tomorrow. Knicks for life. Good call. That was good chopping it up with you. That's fun. You know, you can only get so much in the comments section. I have no idea. I don't even know how to see that from this side, to be honest. It looks way different. Like it shows me in the webcam and I can't really get off this screen. Luis Lopez says, been watching for a while, but Boogie has stamped you. Salute. 3 capital S's. Jay Boogie. He's tuned into a couple of shows. I've seen him in a couple of shows, and that's a pretty damn cool feeling. Jay Boogie's a legend. It was pretty cool when he came into the show. He told me he was gonna name drop me in a rap. I'm looking forward to that, not gonna lie. Anyone else want to call in on the show? I'd love to talk to someone about the Knicks instead of me just up here talking. Anyone wants to talk on the show, let me know. We'll call you on Instagram. We'll make it happen. We'll talk about the Knicks. If you want to get on the show, let me know. If not, I think we're only going to be live for 4 more minutes. I think we said 12:35. That's what's up. I love his intro. Salute. 3 capital S's. He's a legend. Anyone want to call in on the show, chop it up about the Knicks? Let me know. Let me know. How about Julius for Jesus? Malcolm McBride, shout out to you, brother. You're a real one. Joel Santos says, me. JJ says, do we know how much the contract is if he doesn't reach incentives? No, we don't. I didn't really see anything about incentives. Let me take another look. I'm not seeing anything about incentives. I'm not seeing anything about it. Al Rock says, we have been waiting to finally hear some good news about Mitchell. Instead, we go get stuck with RJ for what's left of his career. You're not. I'm guessing you're not an RJ Barrett fan, Al. Buzzer Beater says, what options do the Jazz have now? They don't have any options. They don't have any options. Peace and love is God says, we are going to Donovan, bro. Trust me, bro. Okay. Peace and love is God says, LeBron and Butler speaks highly of Barrett. I'm all in on RJ Barrett. You don't gotta tell me. Tetsuro Rios, Best Knicks channel. That's mad love. I appreciate you, brother. If you haven't subscribed, hit that big red button. Subscribe to Knicks Now. We put out videos every single day. We're probably the only channel on YouTube right now covering the Knicks that's live. I can tell you that much. Chat Sports team here goes harder than anybody else. So subscribe, hit that like button, show some love. Al Rock says only a true Knicks fan would stay up late like you and lose sleep over the Knicks. Much respect. Buzzer Beater says the Jazz can't keep Spider right. JJ, I didn't see that. Who said that? Woj? I didn't see anything about incentives. JJ, send it to me on Twitter, @MarshallGreen_. Send it to me on Twitter. Joel Santos, my guy, good to see you back. He says, if you can relive any Knick moment in history, which moment would you choose? Great question. Let me think about that for a second. Oh, we got a $2 super chat from Peace and Love is God. We are being patient, and I'm loving it, bro. Let's go. I like that. I like the fact that we're being patient as well. We're not just jumping at the bit to go and make a trade. Stand your ground, set your price, and don't go higher than that. That's what good businesses do. That's how, doesn't matter what walk of life it is. That's what good organizations and good franchises do. They don't make decisions off emotion. They're calculated thinkers, and they set their price, and they don't overpay. And I don't think the Knicks are going to do that, and that's what I like to see from Leon Rose. Let me go to Ian Begley's Twitter. I haven't gotten to see everybody's tweets because I went live right when the deal happened, so bonuses for RJ Barrett's rookie extension are tied to all-star selections to 3 All-NBA teams and All-NBA defensive teams. Sources tell SNY. Source confirms Barrett extension is 4 years and worth up to $120 million. Okay. So it's not 4 years, 120. It's up to 120. Thanks for the info, guys. Thanks for the info. Nice mellow. I got to work in the morning, but it was worth it tonight. It's 1:36 a.m. in New York, where I'm at. Love my Knicks family. Shout out to you, bro. Wally1 says, great job, Marshall. Good night. Good night, brother. All righty. We're up to the timer. We said we'd be live until 12:35, 1:35 a.m. Eastern. If nobody else wants to call in, might have to call it. If y'all want the show to go on, we can do that. But it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. Someone wants to call in, we can do a call in. So have 190 people watching. Joel, yeah, Joel, good. Thank you for reminding me. Best doesn't mean you say relive, so it has to be one that happened in my life, right, Joel? One that happened in my life. Peace and love is God. You got to hit me up on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Send me a message on Instagram and I'll give you a call. Joel, it has to be a moment I lived, right? Because you said relived. Melo against the Bulls was awesome. And that's probably embarrassing that that's the highlight of my Knicks fandom. I mean, when the Knicks won their championships, I'd love to relive that. I wish I could have watched the 90s Knicks at the age I am now. Walt Clyde Frazier, Bernard King, Earl DePearl. I wish I could have watched all those guys. So I'll go with watching the finals in the 70s where the Knicks won. Frankie says the double OT win. Will to Thrill, what up, my guy? Good to see you. The Larry Johnson 4-point play, if I could have been there for that, that would have been awesome. That's a good one, Joel. The John Starks dunk over Mike, that would have been dope. Over the Bulls. Linsanity. Yeah, Woolly Mammoth, you're right. All righty, we'll do this. We're going to do one. It's 12:40, 1:40. Any super chats that come in the next 2 minutes, we'll answer those. If no super chats come in, we're going to bounce on out of here. If you want the show to go on, we're at the stage of the night. We're 2 hours and 12 minutes into the stream. It is almost 2 a.m. in New York. Next 2 minutes, any super chats that come in will stay live. If not, I'm going to bounce on out of here. I got work in the morning. This was fun, though. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Tonight was a good night. Shout out to all the real ones. Shout out to everybody that's super chatted, liked today's show, subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, hit that big red button. Knicks videos every single day. We put out a video every single day on the latest Knicks news and rumors. One more minute. That goes by. Testuro says, happy to be a part of the beginning of the call-in era. Was that fun? Did you guys enjoy that? The call-in stuff? I think we could work that in as like post-game shows. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be pretty cool. Did you guys like the call-in stuff? Oh, Buzzer Beater with a $2 super chat. He says, what's our next move? Great question. I think you start the season with the roster you got. Unless a trade comes out of nowhere. Maybe it's trading Evan Fournier. I'm not sure he has a spot on this roster. Maybe that's your next move. Moving on from Fournier, attaching an asset to it, and trying to get a deal. I think Donovan Mitchell's still in the cards. It's just not going to be RJ Barrett involved in that trade. Could still be Donovan Mitchell. Knicks are just going to have to up their offer. I think the Jazz want Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, and 3 unprotected first-round picks. I think that would get the deal done. I don't know if Leon Rose is willing to go there. Maybe a Julius Randle trade if there's a buyer out there. But I don't think the next move is a move for a superstar. Maybe a trade Cam Reddish. There's been some rumors about that. Maybe a trade Fournier. Maybe a trade Randle. I think that's what you're looking at the next couple of days, couple of weeks. Mitchell trade, what it sounds like is not dead. but a trade involving RJ Barrett most likely is dead. 2 minutes is up. I'm going to probably call it here, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Shout out to you guys. Y'all were holding it down. Shout out to Atlantic, Nice, Knicks for Life, Daryl, Woolly Mammoth, Zay, Frankie, JJ, Buzzer Beater, Testero, Wooly, Michael, Marcel, Joel, Daryl, Harrison, Zay, Will to Thrill, Frankie, Buzzer Beater, Peace and Love, Daryl Bryant, Wally, Al Rock, Malcolm McBride, Michael Garcia, Dave. Shout out to everybody that's been active in the chat tonight. That's going to do it for us here. Everyone that made it this far in the video, you are officially a real one. No doubt about it. Knicks at night. I think the call-in stuff went good. I think we're going to do that for post-game shows. Prize busted out for the first preseason game. See how it goes. See God, Matthew, everybody tuning in. I appreciate you. I'm out. I'm heading to the crib, a.k.a. my bed, going to sleep. Got to be at work in a couple hours. Grind doesn't stop. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in tonight. RJ Barrett, 4-year extension up to $121 million. According to Woj, Leon Rose drew a line in the sand and put a deadline as Monday night for a Donovan Mitchell trade. Monday night has come and gone. A trade did not happen. Could a trade still get done? Absolutely. But I think the Knicks are at the point of either you make the deal or you move on. We're going to get you guys a video as in the morning once I get to work. We're going to recap all of this, get you guys a brand new, fresh video, graphics, all that. We're going to be going live on the channel in studio Wednesday night, 6:30 Eastern. Be there, be square. Shout out to the real ones. I'm out. Let's ride. Let's go Knicks.